by giant tsunami. Do you guys know what a tsunami is? Yeah. Tell me, what is a tsunami? Yeah. So this scientist is saying the dinosaurs were killed by what? A giant tsunami. Well, let's see. Why don't you, Abdurrahman, read A.
Do you believe that dinosaurs have been killed by a giant tsunami?
You said had been?
Yeah, had to been killed.
So let's go not certain, because we're asking a question, we're really not sure. Do you believe that dinosaurs
may have
been killed by a giant tsunami?
They had to have been.
So what do you want to say? Do you believe the dinosaurs...
May have been killed.
Yeah, let's go, we're not, because listen, we're asking a question because we're not sure, right? So you want to use the not certain format up here up top, okay? So
They could have been killed.
So then the answer would be
They had to have been.
Well, look what comes after it. It might explain how they all disappeared so quickly. So we yeah, you're right. They
may have been.
They had to.
Okay, hold on. This is tricky business.
They could have been.
It says, look here. It might explain how they all disappeared so quickly. When I use the word might, am I 100% sure? No, I'm not.
So they may. That means they could have been.
They may.
Good. They may have been, they might have been, they could have been. Okay? Everybody okay? You got to look for the clues, yeah.
Yeah, and question, do you believe that dinosaurs were killed?
Yeah.
Listen, you can, but for our purposes, right, we want to focus on the dinosaurs themselves, the receivers of the killing. So we want to go past perfect passive. Does that make sense? Not past perfect. We just want to go with a modal, with a perfect, and the passive format.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
All right, turn the page. All right, there's a couple more of these. Take a second. I want you to think about it for a minute. All right? Look at the shocking event, and then see if you can put the correct format inside the blanks. All right?
What's
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, what's the name?
It's the name of a painting. Yeah. Actually, I'm sorry. Van Gogh is the name of an artist. And his paintings are called Van Gogh paintings, right?
He's from.
What?
He's from Netherlands.
I don't know.
I think because Van is Van something is from Netherlands.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Just to say it in a simple way, we focus on we stress the word could, and then the main past participle verb on the end. So, and we don't say have, we say could have.
Could have been.
Could have been killed. See that? When I say stress, I mean say it a little louder and say it a little longer. Okay? So they could have been killed. They could have been. And actually, the va is more like a va. Could have been killed. Can you say that? Could have been killed.
Could have been killed.
Could have been killed.
Could have been killed.
Could have been killed. Are you okay? Say it again. Could have been killed.
Could have been killed.
They might have been lost.
Might have been lost.
Might have been. Might have been lost.
Might have been lost.
They must have been moved. Yeah, they must have
Must have been.
See, we don't even go the musta, must have, musta, musta,
Must have been.
must have been, must have been lost. They must have been lost. They must have been lost. Honey, where are my keys? Oh, they must have been lost by the 2-year-old. Right, not me. They may have been.
What?
They may have been discovered.
What?
They may have been discovered. I know. They may have been discovered. We say they may have been. May have been. They may have been discovered.
They may have been discovered.
Yeah, man. So now you know. You okay? All right. So that's how we do this right up here with the modals and the passive. What about when you have with a had to, right? We used the had to when we were very certain. So how do we say that? You put the stress on the had
They had to have been.
and the stolen, the past participle, okay? And then you say it like, they had to have been stolen.
They had to have been.
They had to been stolen.
They had to have been.
They had to have been stolen.
They had been stolen.
They had to have been stolen.
They had been stolen.
Can you say it?
They had been
Yeah.
stolen.
Are you
They had
okay?
been stolen.
They had to have been stolen.
They had been stolen.
They must have been stolen.
They must have been stolen.
They had to have been moved.
They had been moved.
They could have been killed.
They could have been killed.
They might have been lost.
They might have been lost.
They must have been moved.
They must have been moved.
They had to have been stolen.
They might have been stolen.
Good. Now, what if I want to add a negative? So, the way you say it when you add a negative, put the stress again on the modal, alright, and the not, and then the last participle, the passive participle. So, they might not have been lost. We say,
They
Might
They
have been
might
lost.
have
They might have been.
they mightn't,
They
might-
might have been lost.
they might have been lost.
They might have been lost.
They must have been lost.
They must have been lost.
They mustn't have been lost.
They must have been lost.
They mightn't have been lost.
They might have been lost.
Or if you want to say it with the not, you can just say, they might not have been lost.
They might not have been. Yeah, that's easier.
Yeah, it is easier. They might not have been lost.
They might not have been lost.
They must not have been lost.
They must not have been lost.
Are you okay? So-
it's English?
But this is,
I think it's Bangladesh.
this is, hey, I remember when I was trying to learn Arabic. Here's a funny story. You know King Abdullah of Jordan? He
Okay.
actually is British, half British.
Yeah,
So,
you see,
yeah, his dad, King Hussein, married a British woman whose name is Bassem, I believe. Is that right? Queen, is it Alia? I don't know. We talked about this before. But it's interesting, he actually got his education in Britain. He speaks perfect British English. The problem is, he didn't know he was going to be king until right before his father died, because originally his father had picked someone else. But then on his deathbed, his father switched it to King Abdullah. So he did not work on his formal Arabic at all. So when he became king overnight and he came home and he gave speeches, I would ask people on the street, people on the street would tell me, like, that knew Arabic, they said it was terrible. He had to practice. I think he actually got a private tutor and he got help, and now he's fine. He's got great formal Arabic. But when he initially, like his first few speeches, people who knew formal Arabic well said that it was hard to listen to. But we love you, King Abdullah. Jordan. All right. So, all right, listen and practice. I'm going to say these sentences and I want you to say them after me. You ready?
Yeah.
They could have been killed.
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 They might have been lost.
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 They must have been moved.
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 They might have been discovered.
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 They had to have been stolen.
They had been stolen.
They had to have been stolen.
They had been stolen.
They might not have been lost.
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 They must not have been moved.
They must not have been
Now I'm going to point at people, and you're going to say it so I can listen. They must not have been moved. Don't even worry, just say it. They might not have been moved.
They must have been.
They might not have been moved.
They might have been.
They might. No, it's okay. So just practice with me.
Yeah.
All right, I'll jump around. They might not have been moved.
They might not have been moved.
They must not have been moved.
They must not. No.
They must not have been moved.
They must
Not have been.
not have.
They must not have been.
They must not have been moved.
Beautiful. You sound like an American cowboy. They had to have been stolen.
I can't hear it.
They had to have been stolen.
They had to be stolen.
Good. They might not have been moved.
They might not have been moved.
They might have been discovered.
They might have been discovered.
They might have been.
They might
Not
have
even.
They might have been discovered.
They might
They
have
might be stolen. No.
Good. They could have been killed.
They could have been killed.
They could not have been killed.
They could not have been killed.
They might have been lost.
They might have been lost.
They might not have been lost.
They might not close.
They might not have been lost.
They might not close.
Not have been. Not have been. They might not have been lost.
They might not have been lost.
They must not have been moved.
They must
They must not have been.
they must
Say not have been.
not
Not have been.
not
Not have been.
not
They must not have been moved.
They
they
must
may
not
not
have been.
be not been look
Yeah.
Move.
move.
They must not have been moved. This is hard, isn't it? All right.
Not
Say it one more time. They must not have been moved.
what
They
they
must
must
not
not be
have been.
been
Have been.
been
Have been.
not
Moved.
move.
They must not have been moved.
They must not be move.
Good. Move. Good meow. All right. All right. All right. Hey, turn over to 15. All right.
Yeah, then it's-
Hey, listen, here's the deal. I'm going to be kind to you, and I'm going to tell you now what the topic of the speaking presentation will be. Okay? So, what I want you to do is you can pick one of the stories, okay, from in the book, or find some interesting mystery, okay, in the news. Anything you want that's a mystery and strange, okay? And I want you to come ready to give me a 2 to 3 minute presentation. All right? I want you to explain the mystery to me, and then I want you to speculate on why it is what it is or what happened. All right? And I want you to have at least 3 different theories, 3 different reasons why you think this thing happened. Does that make sense? And I want you to use the the
Modal.
passive perfect with the modal to do it. Okay? Everybody okay? That's what I want you to do. And we will have a sign up on Monday, but I'm going to tell you now, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay, is when we're going to do it. And you're either going to sign up, I'll have 2 slots at lunchtime, okay? And then I'll have like 3 slots during bonus lab. Once they're full, you've got to pick a different time, all right? But we'll have enough slots on the paper for everybody. Once they're taken, you've got to pick a different one. Is that okay?
So on
All right.
Monday and Tuesday?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Wednesday. I'll bring a sign-up sheet on Monday. You might want to come early. All right. Hey, turn the page. So anyway, I leave you with this information. You can use it, or you can go find your own strange event to speculate about. Okay? Is everybody clear on that?
You can choose one of these.
All right. And I'm going to ask you questions about it. Make sure you know what you're talking about. Okay? Mohammed, are you new here at our school?
3rd month for me.
3rd month. Okay, does everybody feel comfortable with the format we use for speaking evaluations? Do you guys know how I grade you? Do you want me to go over it real quick?
Yeah, please.
All right. It's a one-on-one, all right, but you're going to be presenting this information. It needs to be at least, let's say, 2 to 3 minutes. All right, so you kind of need to just think about what you're going to say. Make sure you have enough to say. It needs to include 3 different theories that you have about it. And then I'm going to ask you questions. All right, how am I going to grade you? First of all, your grammar. I really want to see if you can use this, okay, in your grammar to speculate. So your grammar is important. Also, your communication. Can you clearly communicate this strange event and your ideas of why it happened? Okay. So communication of ideas. Also fluency. Okay. Does it seem like you're struggling to say what you want to say? Are you hesitating? These kinds of things. I'm also looking at your pronunciation. That's why we've been practicing. Okay. So. Listen, I think it's cool to have an accent, but I want to make sure I can understand you. So make sure I can understand the words, the sound of the words, okay? And then vocabulary is the last category. I'm looking to see if you can use these words that we're learning in this unit, okay? And we're going to spend a bit of time here, the last half of class, looking at vocabulary, all right?
Okay.
Everybody okay?
Okay.
All right, go to page 16. And let's take a look at some of the words that I'd like to hear you use in your speaking presentation. All right. So we've got this word called believable. Does everybody know what believable means?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What does it mean? Somebody tell me.
It's believable, like you can believe.
Something.
Something.
Accept something.
I can accept it as true, right? Now let me ask, what word form is this?
Able. You are able.
Is it a noun, a verb, what is it?
Verb.
Verb.
What? It's an
Good.
adjective. Listen, when you add able onto a word, it's almost 95, 99% of the time, it's going to be an adjective. See, that was a believable answer. It's describing the answer as something that I can trust, right? So this is an adjective. What is the verb form?
Believe.
Believe.
I believe you, right? I believe you. That's the noun form, or the verb form. What, by the way, is the noun form?
Believe.
Belief. I have a belief that those rocks were created by aliens, right? So, I can't spell today. That's the noun form. All right? Take a look at the definition and then the example sentence. Mohammed, will you read the definition?
Believable can be accepted as a true because it seems possible.
Good. Read the example sentence.
Oh, the story he told seemed believable. He backed up with a lot of details.
Good. Have you heard that phrase? He backed it up. What does that mean?
Backed it up. Make it up from his mind.
No.
You backed it up.
If you back something up that you say, you support it with evidence, examples, support. Okay? So there you go. All right, here's another one. Let's take another. What's the next word? Good. By the way, what's the noun form of debatable?
Debate.
Good.
Debate.
So you've got the noun form, debate, and then what form is this? Yeah. Remember what we said?
Yeah, able, adjective.
It's an adjective, so it needs to be describing an object, right? Can somebody give me a sentence using it? Well, first of all, what does it mean? Yeah, there's a good idea.
Two people argue about something.
It's obvious.
This is true if you're talking about the noun form. Okay, if we're having a debate, it means you and I are arguing about something, right? As an adjective, if I say his argument is debatable, what am I saying about his argument?
So many opinions.
Not easy to go.
Say,
Describe.
I'm describing your opinion as trustworthy or untrustworthy.
Trust.
Doesn't have any.
See, if you say something to me and I say to him, man, what he thinks, that's really debatable. That
it
means-
doesn't have any clause.
He doesn't have any backing behind it. He has no support.
Yeah.
It's weak. You okay?
Yeah.
All right, so if it's debatable, it means we can argue about it. And I might even defeat you in an argument. So it's a weak, okay? Well, let's look at their definition. Meow, read the definition for debatable.
Not easy to because
Prove.
because more than one explanation is possible.
Yeah. So if you give a debatable opinion about something, it means we can argue about it, right? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Now read the example.
The
Cause.
cost of the expression is debatable. Experts still
Disagree.
disagree.
So listen, anytime you say something debatable, it means it's questionable, right? We have lots of questions that are unanswered. All right, cool. Are there any other forms to this word? Debate, noun form, debatable. Is there a verb form?
Debatation.
Debate.
Debate.
Well, this is what's weird about English. Debate can be a noun,
Verb.
can be a verb.
and it can be a verb.
Yeah.
When I'm arguing with you about something, they debated over the food. Okay? They argued about food. All right. Everybody okay?
Yeah.
What's the third word?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Provable.
Good. The word is provable. What form is it?
Adjective.
Yes, it is. Does it have any other forms?
Yeah, prove, noun,
Good.
and verb.
Prove, which is a
Verb.
verb. Good.
And noun.
Proof.
Proof. Good. Good. Proof is the noun form. All right. So what's the definition? Provable.
Can be shown to be definitely true.
Definitely true. Yeah.
Like you have a clue for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has evidence.
Yeah.
It has a-
Right?
proof.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
prove the squirrel killed Ali, right?
Yeah.
All right, so read the example. I don't.
I don't think your theory will be provable unless clear evidence can be found.
Everybody okay?
Yeah.
All right, what's the next word, Abdurrahman?
Questionable.
The next word on the list? Yes.
Questionable.
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 Questionable. What is the form here?
Adjective.
Good. It's an adjective. What's the noun form?
Question.
Good.
The verb is question.
And it can be a verb, you're
Yeah.
right. So, hey, listen, what does it mean? Why don't you go ahead and read the definition?
Uncertain, but more likely to be untrue.
Read the example.
Fair account of the
Convincing.
convincing account of the events makes his
Version.
virgin highly questionable.
Good. Good.
Like
Does that make sense?
He know and he doesn't have a big proof for that.
Yeah, so anytime you put questionable in front of a noun, it means it's probably untrue. So if you're taking a test or writing a paper and you're not sure,
Wishy-washy.
yeah, you're wishy-washy on it, you could say, boy, that's a questionable answer. I'm really not sure, right? All right, everybody okay?
Yeah.
Can someone give me one more example of questionable in a situation? Questionable.
What happened?
Oh, he raised his hand. What do you?
Questionable.
Yeah.
I think that the people who died from Spanish flu, it's from the can't get it.
Okay, I like where you're going with this. Can you? So they died in a mysterious way, right?
Yeah.
So you could say something like the questionable evidence
It's
or the evidence is questionable
Cause.
on the cause of their death.
People who wonder about something.
People who what? Wonder about something. So give me a sentence using questionable.
Is questionable or
Yeah, can you use questionable in a sentence?
they are questionable about this is
No.
what?
Why? Because you're trying to use it in the sense of a noun. So you would say, or in the verb form. Okay? So they question the meaning of the sentence. Is that okay? So that works as a verb in that sense. But the idea of questionable, look at the definition. It means uncertain and probably not true. So, yes, Turkey, give me a sentence.
The explosion that happened yesterday, it was explosion.
It was
Questionable.
questionable. That means you think funny, something fishy or funny happened, right? Was it a terrorist? Was it ground pressure? Was it, espionage?
Ground
Maybe
pressure.
it's Russia. They're trying to take out Indianapolis.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I have some.
Yes.
Some of the mysteries are questionable.
Yeah, some mysteries are questionable. It means that, well, really a mystery happened, right? It's not the mystery itself that's questionable, it's why it happened. So the
way.
evidence for some mysteries is questionable.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
The treasure land, it's questionable.
What's questionable?
The treasure land,
Oh, the triangle, the Bermuda Triangle?
the treasure.
The treasure?
For the gold and
Ooh.
the barrels, the gold.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The treasure island, it's questionable.
So you can say that.
Yeah.
The existence of Treasure Island
Yeah.
is questionable. Right. Because it may not have ever existed. All right. So then, what's the next word?
Yeah, so,
Ooh, interesting.
So-
This has a prefix and a suffix. So you've got unsolvable. I can't spell. Unsolvable. All right. So,
100% wrong.
No, not.
well, hold on a second. When you add "un" to something, what does it mean?
Negative.
Yeah.
It's negative or not
Yeah.
possible, right? So what's the word here you see?
Solve.
Solve. That's the word, the root word is solve. So I added, well, what does solve mean? Someone tell me.
Solve like I
Hold
solved
on, listen,
it.
he raised his hand.
Like if me and Better have a problem, and me have came and solved it. So
Yeah.
now we are friends.
Yeah, so you find a solution. Okay. Or you come up with an answer. Okay. So then I add unto it. That means there is no,
Way to
Solution.
prove it.
there's no solution. There's no way to resolve it.
Yeah.
Unsolved. And this makes it into what?
Adjective.
An adjective.
Yeah.
So this is an adjective, which means we can't find a solution. We can't find an answer. Okay? Yes.
It must be something wrong, maybe something right, but you can't find.
So listen, unsolvable, look at the definition.
Impossible to prove.
Yeah.
There are things impossible to prove, but maybe it's real or.
Correct. It has nothing to do with true or false.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with your ability to actually prove or come up with evidence
Yeah.
that it happened. So if that's the case, if you can't prove it with real evidence like teeth mark in Ali's body,
Yeah.
right, and a squirrel with bloody teeth,
Yeah.
then we say the mystery of Ali's death is unsolvable.
Ah, okay.
See that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we never found the squirrel. We never found his body.
But maybe
We
it's-
don't know anything.
but-
By the way, I'm sorry. We made up a fake story about his death. So.
But maybe it's
Tragic.
true, right?
Huh?
Maybe it's true.
What's that?
Maybe it's.
It could be. It could be true. It could be false. We don't know because it's unsolvable. We have no evidence.
Alright.
You with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it. Thank you.
All right. Now, let's see if you really got it. Look at B. It says complete each statement using an adjective with the suffix able. Use each adjective only one time. Read the sentences and see if you can pick the right word.
Yeah.
Do it yourself. Just read it and fill in the blanks, and then we'll go over the answers together.